Alright, welcome to the speed build and review for the Once Upon a Brick LEGO Ideas set by Allen Davis. So, this one is the one that I have built here, is the Jack and the Beanstalk one. And the other one, of course, because you know I couldn't just buy one. This is a LEGO idea set. Of course I have the other one as well, already built in its entirety. So yeah, this is probably my least favorite of the two, the Little Red Riding Hood, and I don't have Little Red Riding Hood right here. I'll need to go get them out of my collection in my little case, but yeah. I'm excited to build both of these for sure, and I will be doing both of them at the same time. At least I'll be building both of the books at the same time, and then I will need to build these parts separately, of course. But yeah, that should be an interesting experience. Regardless, I am sure you know how the buttons work down there by now, so do click them as you please. And with that, let's snap these into pieces, and then get to the speed build, and then the review for both of the variants of this. Here we go. they are done. So, both of these are some of my actual favorite LEGO idea sets, and I just love this idea, and I'm really glad that the person that made these got all of the credit that they deserved, because this deserves it, for sure. First of all, gotta point out, I love these printed pieces, these giant printed plaques, just even more so proving that they should never make stickers for these plaques, and that they can indeed make prints for them, and they always should. There's no excuse ever, I think, for LEGO to make stickers for these giant plaques. And this is a much earlier LEGO idea set, so even this proves that they should just never make stickers for such big LEGO pieces. And regardless, I love the printed pieces, and I'm really glad that they put the name of the person right on there, because they deserve it. This is a very creative idea, very good idea, and yeah, it looks good. This is just straight up a book. This is something you can put on a shelf, and no one would even know it's a LEGO idea set. They wouldn't even know it's a LEGO set until you pull it out, and then you go, watch this, guys. Bam. All the pop-up things. Just amazing looking, too. Like, just experience that real quick. Yeah. So, I already said before, this Jack and the Beanstalk one is my favorite, and I actually kind of like it more because I have at least found a way to put both of the little people in here without having to compromise closing the book. And as with the other one, I don't really know how to put all of the people in here and be able to close the book. So I will quickly show, if you just put these guys right there and there, bam, you can close the book. You just got to put Jack on the little cloud thing here, and then, of course, the giant goes on the clouds over here. And yeah, the book closes perfectly right there with that. No worries, no fret. And yeah, you're good to go. You might have to angle this guy just a little bit so that he actually gets down into that corner a little better, but you can close the book that way, and you can have the entirety of the build in this one. The problem with this one is that I have not really found an easy way to put 3 whole figures in this book, and the main problem is actually Red Riding Hood, because the figure itself just doesn't really fit anywhere. Like here, it'll fit on its own. You can kind of shove them in between the book pieces there, and it'll kind of fit, but there's no way to really put, of course, the person in the bed and keep them there. You can't put a person in the bed and expect the book to close. It's not going to happen, even if they're really all the way in there and you just kind of finick with it. Yeah, it's never going to close all the way. So, the main problem I have with this one is not being able to store the figures in the book itself. Whereas with this one, you can actually store the little minifigures in there, or I guess the micro figure with Jack in this case, but even still, you can actually store them in there, and you can keep them in there. And it works well. They fit in there, they stay in there, and there's no real worries about it staying and fitting. So I like that one better just because of that, but also because just look at that mechanism going on there. There's not only the actual land itself that comes and pops up, but also the beanstalk. And the beanstalk is just such a cool little mechanism. With the rope, extending itself to push this taller piece up, it works so well, and it looks so good too. It's just such a beautifully perfect thing, and I like it the best. I know they're both fairy tales and stuff, and they both technically work in the context that they have, but just the inability to put things in this and keep them there. I'm going to finick around with this just for a second and see if I can figure out a way to put all the figures in this, because I really want to be able to, and if I can't figure it out, then my statement basically stands. And I think this one, the Jack and the Beanstalk, is far superior to the Little Red Riding Hood one, just in the sense that this one works better in a contained thing. But I will say, of course, Little Red Riding Hood is still a good experience. Alright, so this is the closest that I could get with Granny in the door with it slightly pushed open. The wolf sort of laying down right here on this one next to the table, and then Little Red Riding Hood sort of grabbing onto that clip piece that you need to use for the Jack the Beanstalk, for the Jack and the Beanstalk one. So yeah, close, but not quite. As you can see, when I try to close it, there's still this nice little gap right there, but it is about as close as I can get it to still having those figures in there, and I think I'm okay with that, and I'm going to leave them in there like that because I want to keep these figures in here this time as best as I can, just to sort of show people that, you know, that's what's meant to be in here. It's the wolf, the granny, and Little Red Riding Hood, and I think having them all in here is worth it. So with that, I really like both of these. I think they're fantastic ideas, and it really, the point of this is that it inspires me. It inspires me to make other ones of these. I really want to make my own version of these now, and I think I might just do that. There's an infinite amount of things that you can do with this, especially with Lego, and I think that in itself is the essence of Lego ideas. It inspires you to do your own thing with that idea and make it your own. And I think this is the best version of a Lego idea set that I have seen in a really long time, just in the sense that it inspires you to do your own thing, and maybe even in a better way. So with that, this set gets a 5 out of 5, 1000%, and the fact that it even has 2 different variations of the same thing in one build, yeah, 5 out of 5. If you can find this Lego idea set somewhere for a reasonable price, I would 1000% recommend this. It is one of my favorite Lego idea sets and Lego sets in general, just because it is so inspiring. It is so just awesome. I'm sure you know how the buttons work down there by now, so do click my as you please. Mr. HiYodaPanda, out.